Welcome to the lecture on inventory theory module 2. In the previous module, that is module 1, we have developed EOQ models without shortages. Here in this module, we will develop EOQ models with shortages. Moreover, we will develop EPQ or economic production quantity model with and without shortages. We will also demonstrate the developed model with some examples. Let us first develop an EOQ model with shortages, where the scheduling period is constant. The assumptions of the model are as follows. Z is the order level to which the inventory is raised at the beginning of each scheduling period. Shortages, if any, have to be made up. Replenishment rate is infinite, that is replenishment time is 0. Lead time is 0. C1 is the holding cost per unit time. C2 is the shortage cost per unit time. R is the demand rate. TP is the prescribed scheduling time period, and QP is the fixed lot size, that is QP equal to R into TP. Observe that the inventory carrying cost as well as the shortage cost will be involved only when Z is less than equal to QP. In the figure, initially the inventory level is raised up to the level Z, then the inventory level decreases and it becomes 0 after time Z by R, and then shortages begin to occur, and shortages continue to occur until time Tp, that is for the period Tp minus Z by R. Here QP is the lot size which is sufficient to meet the demand for the time Tp, but since Z amount of stock is planned in order to meet the demand for the time Z by R, which is less than Tp. Therefore, both inventory and shortage cost will have to be considered. Shortage amount QP minus Z will arise for the remaining period Tp minus Z by R. Average holding cost in this case is C1 into half Z into Z by R divided by Tp. The inventory holding area is determined by considering the area of the triangle, and similarly the shortage area is considered by the area of the triangle shown in this figure, shortage. So, average shortage cost will be then the area of the triangle C2 into the area of the triangle divided by Tp, that is C2 by 2 Qp into Qp minus Z whole square. The average total cost is then the sum of these two cost, holding cost and shortage cost. For the first order condition, that is dC dz equal to 0, we get the optimum order level Z star is equal to C2 by C1 plus C2 into Qp. Since Qp equal to RTP, therefore, Z star equal to C2 by C1 plus C2 into RTP. Also, we have checked that D2C by dZ2 is equal to C1 plus C2 by Qp, which is greater than 0. This indicates that the optimal order quantity Z star actually minimizes the average total cost. So, the total average total cost C minimum then is equal to half into C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into Qp, that is equal to C1 C2 by 2 into C1 plus C2 into RTP. Let us consider an example. A subcontractor undertakes to supply diesel engines to a truck manufacturer at the rate of 25 engines per day. He will penalize rupees 10 per engine per day late for missing the scheduled delivery date. The cost of holding a completed engine in stock is rupees 16 per month. At the beginning of each month, the month is considered as 30 days, he starts a batch of engines and all the engines are available for delivery at time after the end of the month. What should his inventory level be at the beginning of each month to stock the engines made in the previous month and then shipping engines to fulfill unsatisfied demand from previous month? From this problem we see that the demand rate R equal to 25 engines per day and the holding cost C1 equal to 16/30 engines per day. The shortage cost C2 with the penalty cost C2 is equal to rupees 10 per engine per day and the fixed or prescribed scheduling period T p equal to 30 days. So, if we then use the result given in 1, then we can find the optimal order level J star as C2 by C1 plus C2 into RTP, which is equal to 712 engines. Now, we come to the next model, which is EOQ model with shortages and variable scheduling period. Here the only difference from model 2A is that the scheduling period T p is not constant. Since the scheduling period T p is not constant, we have to consider the ordering cost. The average ordering cost would be C3 by T if T is the variable scheduling period. Then the cost function can be derived from the model 2A as CTZ equal to 1 by T into C1 Z square by 2R plus C2 by 2R into RT minus Z whole square plus C3. The necessary conditions for optimum of CTZs are del C del Z equal to 0 and del C del T equal to 0. Solving these two equations simultaneously, we get the scheduling period T star is equal to root over 2 C3 C1 into C1 plus C2 by R into C1 C2. Then the optimum order quantity Q star will be equal to R into T star, which is equal to root over 2 R C3 into C1 plus C2 by C1 into C2, and the corresponding minimum cost C minimum is equal to root over 2 C1 C2 C3 R by C1 plus C2, which can be written as root over 2 C1 C3 R into root over C2 by C1 plus C2. It is interesting to note that the minimum cost above is less than that of model 1A, that is, in model 2B the cost is further reduced in comparison to model 1A. That means, if we consider shortage in inventory, then the cost can be further reduced. If in addition to the assumptions made in model 2B, we consider the purchase cost P per item, then the cost equation becomes CTZ is equal to 1 by T into C1 Z square plus 2R plus C2 by 2R into RT minus Z whole square plus C3 plus P into RT. Here the extra term is P RT by T, and if we simplify it, then we will get the cost obtained in model 2B in addition to PR. Since P and R are both constant, this means that the optimal values of T and Q will be same as those of model 2B. Now, let us consider an example. A commodity is to be supplied at a constant rate of 200 units per day. Supplies of any amount can be obtained at any required time. The ordering cost is rupees 50 per order. Cost of holding the commodity is rupees 2 per unit per day, while the delay in the supply of the item induces a penalty of rupees 10 per unit per day. To find the optimal policy QT, where T is the reorder cycle period and Q is the order quantity. Also, we have to determine the best policy to adopt if the penalty cost becomes infinite. So, it is given that the demand at R equal to 200 units per day, holding cost C1 equal to rupees 2 per unit per day, and the ordering cost C3 is equal to rupees 50 per order, and the shortage cost is C2 is equal to rupees 10 per unit per day. Then the optimum order quantity can be obtained as Q star equal to root over 2 C3 R into C1 plus C2 by C1 C3, which is equal to 109.5 units, and the optimal cycle time T star, which will be equal to Q star by R, and this gives 0.547 day. Now, if the penalty cost C2 is taken as infinity, then the values of Q star and T star are 100 units and 0.5 day respectively. Until now, we have discussed two AOQ model with shortages, one with fixed scheduling period and the other one is with variable scheduling period. From this study, we have also noticed that the consideration of shortages in inventory model further reduces the average inventory cost. Let us now develop model 3A, which is production lot size model without shortages. The assumptions of the model are as follows. The demand rate is constant and uniform. Replenishment rate is finite and uniform. Production rate P is greater than the demand rate R. During a production run, the production of the item is continuous and at a constant rate until production of quantity Q is completed. Shortages are not allowed in inventory. We consider C1 as the holding cost per unit time and C3 is the setup cost per setup. With these assumptions, the diagram for production inventory system can be obtained as shown in the slide. In the figure, the production starts at time 0 and since production rate is greater than the demand rate, the inventory level gradually increases and the inventory level reaches the maximum level, that is I max, after time T1 when the production is stopped. Since the production is stopped, but demand rate is there, so inventory level gradually decreases and it continues until it reaches to 0 level after time T2 and the same cycle repeats over time again and again. We have T1 equal to Q by P and the maximum inventory level reached at the end of time T1 is given by I max equal to P minus R into T1, which is equal to 1 minus R by P into Q. Since the minimum inventory level I minimum is equal to 0, therefore, the average inventory level can be obtained as the sum of these two, that is maximum inventory level and minimum inventory level, which gives the average inventory level as Q by 2 into 1 minus R by P. Thus, the average inventory carrying cost will be equal to half C1 into 1 minus R by P into Q and the average production setup cost is equal to C3 into R by Q. Hence, the total inventory cost per unit time is equal to sum of holding cost and setup cost, which gives CQ equal to half C1 into P minus R by P whole into Q plus C3 into R by Q. And from this, we can find the optimal production lot size Q star equal to root over 2 C3 R divided by C1 into 1 minus R by P, and Q star, the value of Q star can be obtained by from the first order conditions by considering the total inventory cost per unit time CQ. The characteristic of the model are as follows. Optimal time interval T star is equal to Q star by R, which is equal to root over 2 C3 by C1 into R into 1 minus R by P, and then we can find the optimal inventory cost C minimum is equal to root over 2 C1 C3 R into 1 minus R by P. There are some observations. We see that if P equal to R, then C minimum equal to 0. This means that there will be no carrying cost and no setup cost. If you take P tends to infinity, that is the production rate is infinite. In this case, the model becomes exactly the same as model 1A. Although in this model C3 is same as model 1A and model 1B, the carrying cost is reduced in the ratio 1 minus R by P is to 1 for the minimum cost. Now, we consider an example. A contractor has to supply 10,000 bearings per day to an automobile manufacturer. He finds that when he starts a production run, he can produce 25,000 bearings per day. the cost of holding a bearing in stock for 1 year is rupee 0.02 and setup cost of a production run is rupees 18. Then to determine how frequently the production run should be made. From this problem, we see that the production rate P is equal to 25,000 bearings per day and the demand rate R is equal to 10,000 bearings per day. The holding cost C1 equal to rupee 0.02 by 365 per bearing per day. So, the holding cost is converted into a day unit. C3 the setup cost is rupees 18 per setup. Then using the formula of T star, we find the optimum value of T star is equal to 10.5 days approximately. Let us now develop another model, which is model 3B, production lot size model with shortages. The model is based on the assumptions of model 3A, except that shortages are allowed. The other assumptions will remain same, that means the demand rate will be less than the production rate and the production replenishment rate is finite, and also we will consider here shortages. So, the diagram shows that the production starts at time t equal to 0 and it continues until time t1. Since the demand rate is R and demand is met up every time, so the net increase in the inventory level is P minus R. So, at the rate of P minus R, the inventory level increases until time t1 and at time t1 the production is stopped. Since the production is stopped and demand is still there, therefore, inventory level gradually decreases and it continues until the time period t2. So, after the time period t1 plus t2, the inventory level comes down to 0 and then shortages begin to occur. So, shortage will continue until time period t3, where the maximum shortage level is Q2, and at this point the production again starts and ultimately shortage level will come to 0 level. So, the inventory level was 0 initially and then finally it comes to 0, and this time period, that is the period includes T1, T2, T3 and T4 is considered as one cycle. Therefore, the cycle time is here T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 and the maximum inventory level is Q1, which is occur after time T1 from the initial production, and the maximum shortage level is Q2, which is obtained when the inventory level comes down to 0 at time T1 plus T2 and then is continued until a period of time T3. The total inventory cost per unit time is given by the following expression. So, C T1, T2, T3, T4 is composed of 3 components: holding cost and shortage cost and then the setup cost. So, half C1 Q1 into T1 plus T2 is the total holding cost and half C2 into Q2 into T3 plus T4 is the total shortage cost and C3 is the setup cost. Therefore, when these cost components are added and divided by the cycle length T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4, we get the inventory cost per unit time as given in equation 2. We have from the figure Q1 equal to T1 into P minus R, and also we have Q1 equal to R into T2. So, from these two relations we get T1 equal to Q1 by P minus R, which is equal to R T2 by P minus R. This means that T1 is expressed in terms of T2. Similarly, from the inventory diagram Q2 equal to R T3 and also we have Q2 equal to T4 into P minus R. From these two relations we get T4 equal to Q2 by P minus R, which is equal to R T3 divided by P minus R. This means that T4 is expressed in terms of T3. Therefore, initially the average total cost was a function of 4 variables T1, T2, T3, T4. Now, it becomes a function of 2 variables T2 and T3. The production quantity Q is just sufficient to meet the demand at the rate R. Therefore, we can write Q is equal to R into T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. Now, substituting the values of T1 and T4, we get Q equal to T2 plus T3 whole into PR divided by P minus R. Using these results, we have from equation 3 C T2 T3 equal to half into C1 T2 square plus C2 T3 cube whole into Rp plus C3 into P minus R divided by P into T2 plus T3. Now, in order to find the optimal decision variables, we differentiate C T2 T3 partially with respect to T2 and T3 and set equal to 0. And then solving these two equations simultaneously, we get T2 star, the optimal value of T2 as root over 2 C3 C2 into 1 minus R by P whole divided by R into C1 plus C2 whole into C1. And T3 star, the optimal value of T3 is equal to root over 2 C3 C1 into 1 minus R by P divided by R into C1 plus C2 whole into C2. The corresponding optimal production lot size and the minimum average cost are obtained as Q star is equal to root over 2 C3 R into C1 plus C2 divided by C1 C2 into 1 minus R by P, and the minimum cost C star is equal to root over 2 C1 C2 C3 into R into 1 minus R by P divided by C1 plus C2. Now, we have some observations. If we assume P tends to infinity, that is the production rate is infinite, then the model becomes exactly same as model 2B. Now, if we consider C2 tends to infinity, that is shortages are not permitted, then the model becomes exactly same as model 3A. Now, if we consider P tends to infinity and C2 tends to infinity, then the model becomes exactly same as model 1A. Now, we proceed to demonstrate the model by taking an example. The demand for an item in a company is 18,000 units per year. The company can produce the item at a rate of 3,000 per month. The cost of one setup is rupees 500 and the holding cost of 1 unit per month is rupees 0.15. The shortage cost of 1 unit is rupees 20 per year. We have to determine the optimal production quantity and the number of shortages. Also, we have to determine the production time and the time between setups. From this problem, we find that the holding cost C1 is equal to rupees 0.15 per unit per month and the shortage cost C2 is equal to rupees 20 by 12 per unit per month. C3, the setup cost is equal to rupees 500 per setup. The production rate here P is equal to 3000 units per month. The demand rate is equal to 18,000 divided by 12 units per month, which is equal to 1500 units per month. Using these data, we can find Q star is equal to root over 2 C3 R into C1 plus C2 divided by C1 C2 into P by P minus R, which is equal to 4670 units. And the number of shortages can be obtained S is equal to R T3 star, which is equal to C1 by C1 plus C2 into Q star whole into 1 minus R by P, which is equal to 193 units. Then the production time can be obtained as Q star by P, which is equal to 0.13 year. And finally, we can find the time between setups, which is equal to Q star by R is equal to 0.26 year. In this model, we have developed two EOQ model with shortages. In the first case or in the first model, we consider the scheduling period as constant, whereas in the second model we consider the scheduling period as variable. We have also developed two EPQ models with and without shortages. We have seen from this study that the results, optimal results of EOQ model can be derived from the EPQ models under certain conditions.